It is synonyms. Match up with the right synonym. Yeah, come up with the answers.
First one, confusion.
Good, very good. Ambivalence means having contradictory thoughts or attitudes for it. That is ambivalence. Second one, I couldn't hear you.
Become better, ma'am.
It's good. Wait up. Okay, what is the synonym of August? Please switch off your mic in case if you're not answering. Synonym of August? If you're not answering, please switch off your mic.
Horrified, ma'am.
Yes, good. What is the synonym of baffling?
Baffling in the sense mystery.
Yes. Yes, yes. Good, very good. Meaning of bane? What is bane?
Curse.
Curse,
Good.
ma'am.
What is the meaning of bifurcate?
Split, ma'am.
Yes. And leak?
Hopeless.
See, ambivalence. Ambivalent means confusion or simultaneous contradictory opinions or thoughts, be it anything. That is ambivalence. So, antonym of ambivalence would be, who's the person who has turned on the mic? Kavya? Kavya, please switch off your mic. See, what will be the antonym of ambivalence?
Certain, ma'am.
Certain, decisive. That is the antonym. What is the antonym of ameliorate? Just tell the meaning. Becoming better. It is
Worsen,
worse.
ma'am.
Yes, good. August is horrified. What is the antonym? Normal, unsurprised. That is the antonym. Baffling. What is the antonym?
Ordinary.
Ordinary, simple. Yeah, that is the antonym. For bane, what is the antonym?
Praise.
Praise.
Praise, blessing, anything like that. Okay. Bifurcate
Merge.
is to merge, join, converge. That is
Together.
leak, leak,
Hopeful, ma'am.
hopeful, bright. That is the antonym. Okay. And try to, I think you have covered first 7 pages of words. And as you go, you will revise. We'll just have the daily target of next 7 pages for tomorrow. Take down that daily target from page 8 to page 14. Read those words and come. We'll have even more elaborate activity on it. Okay, this was a shorter one. And as you revise, after completing that PDF and as you revise, try to make sentences out of each word and try to have in mind that one sentence with a meaning, with a word in it. Okay, that's how you can retain it for longer time. Okay, that being said, we'll get into the class. We are starting with analogy. We'll be solving questions. Put the topic analogy. It compares not the words, it compares the relationship between two or more things or ideas. We are all familiar with analogy as we have been solving it most of our classes. Okay, just write this down. While solving analogy, make sure you go through all the options. Before coming to a conclusion with the answer. Even if the relationship of A and B matches with the first option, make sure you read through all other options and then answer. Come to a conclusion. Okay? If you don't do this step, there will mostly be an error. Okay? Make sure you cross out other options and come to the answer. Like the same way we'll do with RC. We make sure other three options are definitely not right and we'll end up with one answer which will make sense. Follow the same step with the analogy. Okay? See, when you know the meaning of two words given, they'll be giving words like this, no? When you know the meaning of two words, but if you couldn't establish the relationship or even the other way around, just make a sentence out of each word and see, and you can definitely make a relationship out of it. Okay? This is one more tip. Try finding the odd one out from the options. Try to eliminate option and come to the answer. If you couldn't find that right one option and go to check other options, try from eliminating options and then you arrive at the right answer. It can be based on analogy, based on antonyms, synonyms, based on tools and its action, based on cause and effect. It can be some part of a whole, etc. Okay, let us go into the exercise. Okay, start with question 1. I want every one of you to work this out. Make sure you
Option C,
eliminate
ma'am.
other option also. Okay. Every one of you please answer. Yeah.
Option C.
Okay. What is the relationship? Our first step would be giving names A and B. A and B. What is the relationship?
River is flowing, that's why they are.
Yeah. River flows. And what stagnates? Rain doesn't stagnate. stream, pool, kennel. Pool is the right answer. Go to question 2. Paw is foot. Cat's foot is called paw. This requires knowledge.
Option
Option
Only
B,
half
ma'am.
of your analogy questions requires certain knowledge. Option? Come again.
B,
Option B,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Horse.
D or B?
D. Horse.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yeah, it is horse. We say horse foot as hoof, and also make sure you find out the similar words for all the other options. Okay, that is how we can go about preparing the knowledge-based part of analogy. Okay, we'll move on to question 3. What is the answer? It is very easy. Other option doesn't make any sense.
Archaeology.
Option C, ma'am.
Yes, we'll go right away to question 4. What is the relationship for, say,
Gravitation.
Option C, ma'am.
Gravitation.
Option C.
yes, very good. See, ice, the characteristic of ice, giving A and B, characteristic of A is B, and characteristic of earth, one of it is gravitation. Question 5.
Option D, ma'am.
D, ma'am.
Water.
Yes, it is A and B. It is an animal and its habitat, where it lives basically. So it is an aquatic animal and its habitat would be water. That is the relationship. 6.
Option
Terminals.
C, ma'am.
Terminals.
Yes.
C, ma'am.
Magnet will have the north and south pole. Likewise, batteries will have terminals. What is the answer?
Patient, ma'am.
Okay. Why patient? What is the relationship?
College students from hospital.
Okay. Even nurse, doctor, and all will be in hospital, no? What is the
Professor
exact
means the
relationship?
doctor, ma'am.
Anyone, please?
Ma'am, take
The
it. Finish.
stakeholders, ma'am.
Yes, good. Question 8.
Option A, ma'am.
Option A, ma'am.
Yes, very good, very good. Group of trees, the place where trees are present, we call that as forest, and where there is grass, we call it as lawn. Question 9.
Southwest, ma'am.
Okay. எப்படி சவுத் வெஸ்ட் யார் சொன்னீங்க?
No, no, ma'am. No, no, no.
East.
Okay. East na D. Any other answer?
Option C.
Option C, ma'am.
Northeast.
Okay. How did you arrive at the answer? Anyone explain? For whatever option you are backing.
Ma'am, if we come anti-clockwise, north, west, south. So,
Yeah, it's basically A and B are 135-degree apart clockwise. Simply, if they include direction, it is basically verbal reasoning. They have given south. The A part is south, and each thing is 45-degree. It is southwest, west, and northwest. So it is 135-degree apart clockwise. And similarly, they have given west. Here is west, and 135 degree apart there is northeast. 45, 45 and 45 northeast. C is the answer. Okay. Question 10.
Governor, ma'am.
Yes, it's a knowledge based question. Only if you could equate president at central level with governor at state, you can answer the question. Question 11.
Option D, ma'am.
What is the relationship? See, is it synonym? Is it antonym? What is the relationship? Anybody?
Antonym, ma'am.
Yeah, it is antonym. See, words பார்த்தோனே ஆப்ஷன்ஸ்க்கு போய் if it matches, if you tick பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா நிறைய நேரம் தப்பாக சான்ஸ் இருக்கும். Make sure you understand what is the relationship and go about all the option and then arrive at the right option. Okay, don't just go about and tick that one option. That is not the way. You'll tend to make mistakes that way. Okay, hope and despair are antonyms. Search for that relationship with these words. Work and failure are not antonyms. Success and failure may be. Okay, worship and adore both are of similar meaning. Cow and milk, definitely not an antonym nor a synonym. It is of different relationship altogether. And encouraging and disheartening, antonym. Question 12.
Option C, ma'am.
Okay, what is that relationship you equated?
That means army involves logistics and business involves
Please be louder. No, I couldn't get you.
Army involves logistics and business involves strategies, ma'am.
Yes. See, for armies, efficiency, logistics is needed, and for a business to succeed, strategy is needed. If you apply the same logic to all other three options, you cannot equate. Option C is the answer. Question 13. What is the answer?
Option B, ma'am.
Okay. Any
Third
other?
option D, Facebook.
Okay. Okay. The person who said option D, please explain.
Link is between two many things. By the making of the link joins together, we make chain, ma'am. So in the
Okay,
first
good.
stage is all the flowers makes the bouquet. So that's it.
Yeah, good. The person who said D, page and book. Yeah.
Yeah, a collection of pages makes book, right, ma'am?
Yeah, but A place and B place, the same place should be equated. Okay. This is one unit and it is a group of units, one flower and group of flowers. If there is page here in B's place and book here, then it can be equated. Okay. These and all mistakes we already know how to solve, but mistakes tend to occur because of carelessness. These are silly mistakes. B is the answer. The same relationship. One unit and group of it. Okay. Question 14. What is the relationship? What is mean by vendetta? See, basically it is a synonym. It means the same, revenge.
Option
What
C,
is the
ma'am.
answer now?
D, ma'am.
Okay, come up with the answer.
Option C, ma'am.
Yes, it is C, because we know it is synonym. Sleep and dream, sun and moon, definitely not a synonym. Heaven and God, no. Envy and jealousy means the same. Question 15.
Option B.
Okay.
Option B, ma'am.
Okay. I want every one of you to think about the relationship, go through each of the options, and arrive at an answer. Practice that in class itself. Okay, the person who answered B, explain.
If fear comes trembling, it will happen.
Okay.
And then due to heat, perspire, that is like sweat.
Yeah,
When
good.
it is heat.
It's our body's reaction to various feelings.
Yes, ma'am.
Question 16. Heat and perspire is the answer. Make sure you read all other option and make sure it doesn't equate with the relationship given in the question. Okay, question 16.
Ma'am, what does condone means?
Yeah, it means accepting something which is wrong.
Okay.
That is condone. Offense, it is mistake, crime. That is offense. Now, now that you know the relationship, accepting or moving past or not considering an offense is condoned. Okay, that is the relationship. Mitigating something means making it less severe. Penitence means regret. Repentance, that is penitence. Overlooking means, you know what it is. Aberration is temporary change. Or fluctuations, that is aberration. You know what is ignore, you know what is loyalty. What is the answer? This is a previous year question. Just come up with the answer. Just guess with whatever logic you applied. Just guess the answer.
Ma'am, option A.
Okay.
Option B.
B. Okay. See, I have given you the meaning of condone. It is accepting something and moving past something which is wrong. Okay. Overlooking means the same. And when aberration means temporary change or fluctuation, and overlooking the aberration, the relationship equates, right? And criminal, punish, and all doesn't come into the picture as far as this relationship is concerned.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you once say the meaning of the mitigate, ma'am?
Mitigating as making something less severe. See,
Okay.
mitigating climate change and its effect அப்படி சொல்லுவோம்ல, making something less harsh. Something bad has happened, and it has its own effects that is going on. We can mitigate it. We can make it less harsh. Okay, that is mitigate.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, option C is the answer. Come to question 17. Go through all the
A,
options.
ma'am.
Okay. What is the answer?
Option A, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, what is the relationship?
Flower is in the plant and eye is in the face.
Make sure you read all other options. And this relationship doesn't equate with all these three. Question 18.
Option C, ma'am.
Bit louder, please.
Option C, ma'am.
Okay. Any other option? Please calmly see through all the options and arrive at an answer. Okay. Okay. Protoplasm is part of cell. That is the relationship. Chemistry is part of elements. No. Chain is part of link. No. Other way around. Okay. Coin is part of money. B is the answer. Question 19. What is the relationship? You would have read in general studies what these both are.
Option B.
Okay. What these both mean?
Nalanda is like a university, ma'am.
Both are universities. Takshashila University, Nalanda University. Both are ancient universities. Universities that were present in ancient India. Now, arrive at an answer.
A, ma'am.
A.
Okay.
Option A.
Yes, these two are universities. These two are planets. Two of something. Option A. Put the heading reading comprehension. I think we solved 3 or 4 RCs with assignments. We'll do it comprehensively now. Okay. Okay, basically when it comes to RC, first challenge it is time consuming. For that, what we can do is we can do practice more in preparation stage itself and make sure we could comprehend the passage within those 3.5 minutes. Okay, mostly 3 or 4 questions will be asked. When it is 3 questions, make sure you don't exceed 3.5 to 4 minutes to answer that one passage. Okay, this comes with practice. And first things first, you should be able to comprehend the passage first. There will be many tips and tricks when it comes to RC, but the first focus should be you should be able to read the passage and comprehend what the passage revolves around. At least the main idea, the characters and the keywords. You should be able to crack that. And also, even if difficult words are present, even if you don't know the exact meaning of the word, many of us will not know. We cannot know all the words in English, okay? Make sure you use the contextual meaning. So the direct and straightforward way to dealing with RC is make sure you can read a passage and comprehend and understand its meaning or the main idea. And with respect to difficult words which are given in the passage, make sure you can understand with a contextual meaning. Contextual meaning is nothing but when a word is given in a sentence, the whole passage and the meaning of the sentence will provide us with the idea of what that word means. That is contextual meaning. Make use of that in RC. Okay, you should be able to actively read the passage quickly, and it comes with practice. And all of you should work on your own when it comes to RC. Please solve at least 2 RCs. There is plenty of materials online. There is EduRev, there is SSB, Crack Exams website, which has so many RC tests free online. Just go and attempt at least 2 RC questions every day and make sure you can attempt the RC question within this stipulated time. Okay. In exams, you'll definitely feel this time constraint when it comes to RC. And RCல மார்க்ஸ் விடவே கூடாது. ஒரு RC தான் கேட்க போறாங்க இங்கிலீஷ்ல உங்களுக்கு. ஸோ அதுல மார்க் விடக்கூடாது. அதை விடக்கூடாதுன்னா டைம் கன்சம்ஷன் பார்த்துக்கணும். ஓகே, ப்ளீஸ் ப்ராக்டிஸ். And also eliminate other option and make sure you have arrived at that one right option and then go and share it in your OMR. And when it comes to RC, we have practiced 3 steps. Read the questions first, passage second, and then come to the answer eliminating other option. Okay. While eliminating, focus on contradicting option. 2 options will be opposite within each other. Focus on contradicting options. Focus on options with similar meaning. Ordered out method. 4th is managing time. And in your daily practice with RC, please have a timer and practice. Okay. The number of questions will decide the time. Make sure you have a timer and practice RC on a daily basis. Okay, that is all to it. RC requires speed. Anyone can crack an RC question if there is much time. Okay, but it all condenses to speed, and with speed, accuracy matters, and confidence that you have understand the passage in the right manner. Okay, only these things matters. We'll get into the exercise. Okay, this is the first paragraph. The first thing is read through the questions. They're talking about the phrase almost inevitably in this passage means what? Question 2. The writer is of the opinion that the bitterness of conflict has been toned down because of what? Bitterness of conflict toned down because of what? Third, the writer's own countrymen treated him with love and regard because of what? Okay, These are the questions. It barely takes 5 to 10 seconds to read through the questions. Okay, read through the paragraph now on your own. Read through the paragraph and understand what is the idea of it. Please concentrate, please focus, please follow the class. Please, for now, read through the passage and comprehend it. By this word, they mean jailers. It's jail. This is jail life. With the context you can understand, but still I'm providing with you. Okay, let me read through it. Personally, I have been very fortunate and almost inevitably. What is inevitably? We have seen this
Unavoidable.
word in the question itself. Is very good. It is unavoidable. That is inevitably. That is naturally it will happen. Unavoidably it will happen. That is inevitable. Okay. Personally, I have been very fortunate and almost inevitably I have received courtesy from my own countrymen as well as from the English. Even my jailers and the policemen who have arrested me or escorted me as a prisoner from place to place have been kind to me, and much of the bitterness of conflict and the sting of jail life has been toned down because of this human touch. See, we have already come across this word in the question. Go straight away to the question. Question 1. What is the answer? The phrase almost inevitably in the passage means what? Please answer. Please guess. What is the answer? Can you people hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. See, without precedence means without precedence, you can really understand it just by reading it. Without precedence means without prior knowledge or without prior happening of anything. That is without precedence. Unexpectedly, you know what it is. Invariably means there is no way. Invariably, that means invariably. Always. There is no variables there. There is no fluctuations there. It means always. Considerably means, to a noticeable, considerable amount means a noticeable amount. Considerably, noticeably. What is the answer? Please answer
Option
now.
C, ma'am.
Yes, it is option C. Invariably, inevitably. Okay. Just match it up with each of the option and arrive at the right one. Only this matches properly. Okay. Okay. Continue reading through it. Even my jailers and the policemen who have arrested me or escorted me as a prisoner from place to place have been kind to me, and much of the bitterness of the conflict and the sting of jail life has been toned down because of this human touch. It was not surprising that my own countrymen should treat me so, for I had gained a measure of notoriety and popularity among them. Even for Englishmen, I was an individual and not merely one of the mass, and I imagine the fact that I had received my education in England brought me near to them. Okay. What is the passage telling? What do you get from the paragraph? என்ன சொல்ல வராங்க? பேசிக் ஐடியா எதை பத்தி பேசுறாங்க?
Ma'am, about jail life and what happened.
Okay, about a person who's telling that he has been treated well by the jailers as well as the Englishmen as well as the police. Okay, and he says himself to be notorious, popular, and that's why they're treating him well. That is the basic idea. Make sure you don't go about it ஒரு ஏதோ படிச்சோம் அதுல இருந்து ஏதோ ஒரு மீனிங் எடுத்து ஆன்சர் பண்ணோம். Don't go about RC that way. You'll end up committing errors. Make sure you understand. Okay, in the para is talking about only this. Make sure you have that idea in you before answering the questions further. Okay. So this is all the para is talking about. Come to question 2 now. The writer is of the opinion that the bitterness of conflict has been toned down because of what? At least let me know which option we can eliminate right away.
Option B.
Option?
D, ma'am.
Okay.
You can avoid it.
Okay. Good. Because they haven't talked anything about him being close to Englishmen. His good behavior, அவங்க good behavior பத்தியும் எதுவுமே பேசல. Okay, between these two, what is the answer? Go through the passage once. We are just practicing it, you know.
Option A, ma'am.
Okay. I want all of you to go through the passage and come with the answer. Take your time, but please go through it and come with the answer. Option A. Any other answer?
Option A, ma'am.
Option A.
Okay. See, the thing is, option A has the word courteous behavior. Adversaries, courteous behavior, diplomatic behavior. That is the thing. See, go to the para and see. Personally, I have received courtesy from my own countrymen as well as from the English. இது வரைக்கும் he is not even speaking about jail. Personally, I have been very fortunate and almost inevitably I have received courtesy from my countrymen as well as from the English. அது வரைக்கும் அவங்க jail life, jailers, these adversaries பத்தி பேசல. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் even my jailers அப்படின்னு சொல்லி even my jailers and the policemen அப்படின்னு they are talking about jailers, the officials. Okay, when it comes to officials and they are being kind to him, having a human touch, that is said to be diplomatic. இந்த மாதிரி very close thingsல you should go and analyze it with the paragraph and answer. இல்லைன்னா எப்படியும் mistake ஆகும் இங்க. Okay, the answer is B. If someone didn't understand why it is B, please ask me. Everyone understood?
Ma'am, can you repeat it, ma'am?
See, it is between courteous behavior and diplomatic behavior. Writer is of the opinion that the bitterness of conflict has been toned down because of. See, he's with jailers and he's in jail and something. Even though he is there, he's getting some, because of his notoriety or popularity, he's getting some kind treatment with the officials. That is the idea of the passage. எதனால அந்த பிட்டர்னஸ் வந்து குறையுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்கன்னா between these two, courteous behavior, diplomatic behavior of adversaries. Go to the para and see. I have received courtesy from my own countrymen as well as Englishmen. Though they have used the word courtesy here, till this full stop here, they haven't mentioned about the jailers or policemen or anything. Even him being in jail. Okay. அங்க வரைக்கும் தான் courtesy mention பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Even my jailers and the policemen அப்படின்னு இங்கதான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது. They have been very kind to me with human touch அப்படி சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. Officials being very kind, having human touch is said to be diplomacy, diplomatic behavior. And this is the option. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just have an idea when the options are very close and when one word is explicitly mentioned in the passage itself, make sure you read through it and be more aware. That's it. That's all the learning here. Question 3. Writer's own countrymen treated him with love and regard because of. It is a direct question.
Option D, ma'am.
Yes, it is option D. It is directly given. It was not surprising that my own countrymen should treat me so. I had gained measure of notoriety and popularity among them. அவங்க முன்னாடி நான் popular. And even Englishmen, I have did my education in England. That's why they treated me better. That is the given thing. Okay, come to the passage 2. We'll go through the questions. Okay, we'll do it quickly. We'll go through the questions first. Question 1. Consequent to demonetization, it was expected that. So they're talking about demonetization. Question 2. So after consequent to demonetization, after demonetization, what happened? What was expected? That was the question. That is the question. Question 2. After demonetization, again after demonetization, it has been seen that what has happened as a கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Question 3. Which of the following statements is not true? Only after reading the passage we can say, after going through all the 4 options. Okay, so even without reading the passage, we know the passage talks about demonetization. Go through it. Go through the passage. Okay, we'll go through it. The weeks following demonetization have been accompanied by growing intrusiveness of the state. Weeks following demonetization. Consequent to demonetization, after demonetization, ரெண்டு question பார்த்தோம். Weeks following demonetization have been accompanied by growing intrusiveness. Intrusiveness is interruptions of the state. State means government. Government than a state nu solluvom. Okay, just come to the question. Consequent to demonetization, it was expected that after demonetization, ஏதாவது ஒரு கொஸ்டினுக்கு ஆன்சர் பண்ண முடியுதான்னு பாருங்க. Go through question 2. What is the answer?
A, ma'am.
Yes, it is A. It is direct from the line 1. Okay. We are not going to shade it right away, but make sure you go to the answer when it is very explicit. Okay. Option A and B are very close. So it should be between A and B. And with the first statement, what is that? Intrusiveness, growing intrusiveness. So increased interference in the lives of people. Okay. Big governments seem to be back with vengeance, but India's earlier experiment in this area led to an Inspector Raj. Inspector Raj is concentration of powers with local officials. That is Inspector Raj. They'll be corrupted, they'll interrupt the process, and they'll receive bribes. That is Inspector Raj. When local officials like police are given so much power, which are very unregulated, we call it Inspector Raj. Okay. And created opportunities for corruption to flourish. It must not be repeated. See, earlier experiment அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்கன்னா, they are talking about demonetization. When there was an earlier experiment with demonetization, there was Inspector Raj, that is local officials gaining unregulated power, and it must not be repeated because corruption was flourished that time. அப்படி சொல்றாங்க. That is the meaning till here. A legitimate expectation of demonetization was that it would leave trials which could be used to bring tax evaders to book. Or a legitimate expectation. What is the basic expectation on launching demonetization is tax evaders should be tax evade பண்ணுவாங்கல்ல, tax கட்டாம அவங்க should be got to the book. They should be get to the book. They should be included. They should be made to pay the tax. That is the legitimate expectation of launching this demonetization scheme itself, according to this passage. This was in line with a series of steps taken over the last decade to create an audit trail in myriad of areas. Myriad of areas means many, a lot of areas, to allow the tax authorities to mine data. This is a sound way of widening the tax net to improve tax collection. That is the meaning. In addition to tax authorities, agencies such as Financial Intelligence Unit processed information related to suspicious financial transactions. India was switching to a more sophisticated way of enforcing tax rules. It is important that government now builds upon a decade's work. Threats of tax rates and allowing bureaucrats to exercise excessive power will be counterproductive. The return of an Inspector Raj will have a chilling effect on an economic activity. That is, unregulated power with officials will chilling effect means negative effect on the economic activity. It will only prolong the ongoing economic disruption because the economic activity will be disrupted because of this bribe and things. Government must send the right message to all economic agents. Legitimate economic activities ought to be encouraged and needless impediments removed. Impediments means restrictions. Needless restrictions removed. Exhorting people to use, encouraging people, that means encouraging people to use digital modes of payment is not enough. Different arms of the government should make better use of technology to do their work. See, we just read through it to make sure we can comprehend what the passage is saying. Okay, in exams, you can quickly skim through the passage, just having an idea of what it is saying. Come to the question and answer question 1 and 3. Come up with the answer for question 1 and 3. What is expected out of demonetization?
Option B,
B,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Option B is right. See, expectation of demonetization is to include the tax evaders to pay tax. That is what the passage talks about. They are not talking about law and order situation improving as an expectation of demonetization. Okay. People would pay more tax. No, that is not the exact legitimate expectation. அப்படின்னு இங்கே பார்த்தோம்ல. Tax evaders to book. So B is the answer. People would pay more tax is not the expectation. B is the expectation. This definitely is wrong. Okay. Come to question 3. What is the answer? They are asking which of the statement is not true. Then you should go about all the option and make sure which is not true.
B, ma'am.
Okay. Why B?
It has increased the Inspector Raj, ma'am.
Yes. Time and again they are saying it has increased the Inspector Raj and it is not conducive for the economic growth. ஆனா இங்க decrease கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So this is the incorrect option. They are asking incorrect. Okay, this is a very easy passage. Just go through the question. We'll go through the question. The writer kept away from the window because of what? And question 2, the dog was delighted as he rushed into the room because he what? Okay. So even before reading the passage, we know who are all involved. The writer is involved, dog is involved. Okay, these are the characters involved with the passage. Let us read through the passage, okay. He came out of a stormy February night. He means the writer here. Two large eyes glared at me. Then it should be the dog's, as per the knowledge from reading question. Glared at me through the darkness of my rain-drenched cabin. Cabin is room. Window, cabin window, and in the gleam of lightning, I saw a large brown body and huge jaws. It is definitely the dog. I feared it was a mountain lion. I had gone to British Columbia on the Pacific coast of Canada to write a novel. For 7 months, I had lived all alone in the wooden cabin. Scared, I slowly backed into the kitchen for my torch and an axe. Keeping away from the window, I shone the torch to find myself facing a large black-brown dog, his tail wagging wildly. I opened the door slightly and he rushed into the room, bringing pools of water as it was raining pools of water, pools of water, going half mad with delight. In spite of his big head, he was very, very thin. The bones showed through his coat, but the look in his eyes said more clearly than any words, "Please, may I have something to eat?" Okay, this is the passage. What is the answer? Question 1. The writer kept away from the window because
Option C, ma'am.
yes, right. He was afraid of the dog. That's why he kept away from the window and he went to the kitchen and picked up a torch. Okay. What is the answer for question 2? The dog was delighted as he rushed into the room because he
Option D, ma'am.
Option D, ma'am.
it was the last line. Let us read through the questions first. Okay. The author arranged a safe place to keep the memoirs written by her daughter because she. Okay. The passage talks about the author and the memoirs written by her daughter. Author is she, her daughter. Okay. That is the data derived from question 1. Question 2. The author's sister caused great agony to her by something. Agony is making her feel terrible, something bad. By what? So another character is here, author's sister. No place in the house seemed secure enough to keep the notebook of poems. So the author. Okay. Come to the para. It seems to me that we cannot learn too early in life to respect the privacy of an individual. They are talking about privacy of an individual. Keyword. When my daughter, it is the author, when my daughter began to write her memoirs at the age of 4, I decided that she must have the place to keep them. Only if only a section of a bureau drawer, or as it happened, a box with a key. The author is saying an individual should have privacy, and she was sure that her daughter should be given privacy when it comes to her memoirs. Memoirs means a written journal, diary writing, no, that is memoirs. Continuing, I remember the agonies of my own childhood when my sister discovered I was writing poems and began to tease me chanting them in public. So the author was affected by her sister embarrassing her. Okay. That's why she's concerned about privacy. I tried desperately to hide the notebook of poems. No place in the house seemed secure. The author is talking about herself here. In her childhood, she was desperately trying to hide it, to be away from criticisms. No place in the house seemed to be secure. For a while, I carried it around in the right leg of my trousers in the pocket of her clothing until the elastic broke and the book fell out at the feet of my enemy. Seems like a big embarrassment there. Okay. Answer the question 1 and 2. 1. The author arranged a safe place to keep their memoirs written by her daughter because Read through the options.
Option B, ma'am.
Straight away talks about privacy. Okay, option B is the answer because she recognized the need for respecting the privacy of her daughter. Okay, that's why she arranged for a safe place. What is the answer for question 2? The author's sister caused great agony to her by
Option C, ma'am.
teasing her for the mistakes found in the poems. Openly citing the poems written by the author. Discovering that the author was in the habit of writing. Warning the author against writing any more poems. No, actually, as per passage, it is A. This is only given in the passage. Okay. Not discovering the habit of writing itself or teasing her mistakes. No, she's not talking about mistakes. She's just reciting the poems, which is very personal and private to the author, to others. Okay, that is being given in the passage. A is the answer. Question 3. What is the answer?
C, ma'am.
Yes, it is a direct one. Carried it inside her trousers. Okay. We'll go through one more. Okay. This is just a small passage with 2 questions. Question 1. According to the writer, the baby could not be reached by boat because of what? The bay. The bay could not be reached by boat. Bay means, Bay of Bengal. India is like this. When there is water filled in a curvy place, it is called bay. It is called Bay of Bengal, right? That is base. When there is a curve like place in the ocean, we call it bay. So the passage is talking about bay and boat. One could visit the bay. Okay, that is the questions. Okay, let us read through the passage. At low tide, he walked over the sands to the headland and round the corner to the little bay facing the open sea. He was low and high tide is a concept. Due to moon, the tides will have 2 low tides and high tides within a day. Okay. During low tide, the water will recede, the water will go inside, and we can have a walking space where there was just water before. Okay. For a particular time till the water returns, it will be land. We can walk through it. That is the point of low tide and walking through it. Okay. It was inaccessible by boat because seams of rock jutted out and currents swirled around them treacherously. When the water has gone away and it is just mere land with small amount of water, there were rocks and so boat cannot go in. Okay. Come to the question 1. They were talking about bay and boat. According to the writer, the bay could not be reached by boat because what is the answer?
D, ma'am.
This is the direct one. Okay. We'll read further here. It was inaccessible by boat because seams of rock jutted out. Okay, we have answered it. But you could walk there if you choose one of the lowest ebb tides that receded a very long way. You could not linger on the expedition, for once the tide was on the turn, it came in rapidly. The water would come in rapidly after a certain time. Okay. For this reason, very few people cared to explore the little bay and the cave at the back of it. There was a cave also at the back of it. But the unknown always drew this man like a magnet. He was an adventurer. He found the bay fresh and unlittered, as it was completely covered by the sea at high tide. The cave looked mysteriously dark, cool, and inviting, and he penetrated to the farthest corner, where he discovered a wide crack, rather like a chimney. He peered up, peeked through, that means, and thought he could see a patch of daylight. He just entered the cave and looking through a hole if he could see a daylight. Okay, that is the meaning. We have comprehended it. Answer the question. One could visit the bay.
C, ma'am.
Yes. The passage talks about low tide directly. Go through other options. At any time, one choose C will be filled with water. at that particular place. Anytime now. On certain specified occasions, no. During evening walk, the most apt thing is low tide. It is explicit question. Okay. Just one more, and we'll wind up. We'll just do it quickly. Okay. We'll read through the question. Why many local people look hungrily at the game reserves? So they are talking about game reserves. Okay, that is the key word and an idea behind the passage. Look hungrily, appadina hunger is a need. So looking very needy, needy for something particular. Okay, that is looking hungrily. Question 2, what is causing soil erosion in the game reserves? Question 3, as far as you can tell from the passage, why does the government bother to maintain game reserves? Okay, let us read through the passage. Today, the game reserves of East Africa are facing a number of threats. Although they earn considerable revenue by attracting tourists, they take up land which is increasingly sought by local people. Although vandale, there is something negative. Sola porangan artham. Although this is this way, this is not present. Some complaint will be there. Okay. Although they earn considerable revenue through tourism, local people land veno. While these reserves feed and protect animals, they are in danger of turning into barren areas or deserts. So in the reserves maintained பண்றாங்க tourismக்காக, and they're also protecting and feeding animals, but the land is turning into barren areas and deserts. Trees, shrubs, and grass are gradually being eaten by grazing herds. Another problem is to be found in the changing attitudes of animals themselves. Many of them are losing their hereditary fear of man. In this way, they become danger to visitors and thus to themselves. Attacks on vehicles are beginning to increase, and it is possible that the problem will become serious in a few years' time. The problem of shortage of land is not a simple one. By meaning shortage of land, they are saying they have been included in this game reserves they are meaning to for tourism, and shortage of land to the local people. Okay. And it is not simple. It is a serious issue. அப்படி சொல்றாங்க. As the population increases, more and more people look hungrily at the land set aside for game reserves because they are in need of it. As population increases, local people are in need of the land. That's why they are looking it at hungrily. They claim that government's first duty is to its inhabitants and not to the tourists or to the wild animals. Despite the income obtained from tourism, this is an argument which is difficult to answer satisfactorily. Okay. Though income is coming, there is so many negative effects to it, and local people are getting affected, especially with respect to shortage of land. So this is the idea. This is how we can understand and comprehend. Come to the questions. Answer it. Question 1. Why many local people look hungrily at the game reserves? What is the answer?
Yeah, ma'am.
They need the land for themselves. Okay. No, all three doesn't match. Question 2, what is the answer? The passage outrightly didn't talk about soil erosion. You should apply your own knowledge here. What is the answer? இதுக்கு passage
Option B, ma'am.
4 ஆப்ஷன் பார்த்தே ஆன்சர் பண்ணலாம்.
Option B, ma'am.
Okay. C or D?
B, ma'am.
Okay.
Option C, ma'am.
C வராதே. Violent storms which are caused by grazing herds. No, it doesn't make sense. See, the passage talks about soil erosion happens when trees are deforested or when vegetations are disappeared. But trees like when it is deforested, soil erosion will occur. That is one cause of soil erosion. Okay. Option B is the answer. The disappearance of vegetation is happening because of grazing herds of cattle, animals nu சொல்றாங்க. So vegetation is definitely getting disappeared, and that is one cause of soil erosion. So B is the answer. Question 3, what is the answer? As far as you can tell
Ma'am.
from the passage, why does the government bother to maintain game reserves in spite of all these negative things? It is an explicit question. Direct answer is there.
C, ma'am.
It is C. Even with these many complaints, the government maintains these reserves because it needs income from tourism. Okay, we'll go through the assignment questions quickly. It is just few spot error questions. I'll just give you the answers. Just note down the answer for sentence pattern. It is question 1, it is D. Question 2, it is A. Question 3, it is A. Question 4, it is C. Question 5, it is D. And question 6, it is D. See, make sure you go through it and correct it if you have made any error. We'll quickly go through this spot error. What is the error for question 1? What is the error for question 1? It is assignment question only. No? Please answer. He never had taken or will ever take such strong measures.
Has taken.
இல்ல அவங்க past tenseல சொல்றாங்க. நம்ம பேசியிருக்கோம்ல tenses-ஏ நம்ம போய் மாத்தணும் அப்படின்னு அவசியம் இல்ல. இப்ப வந்து இங்க has, have-க்குள்ளதான் பிரச்சனை வரும். has வந்து singular-க்கு, have வந்து plural-க்கு. had வந்து past tense-க்கு சொல்லுவோம். tenses of a sentence நம்ம போய் கரெக்ட் பண்ண தேவையில்லை. கான்ட்ராடிக்ட் ஆகாம இருக்க வரைக்கும். ஓகே, error is here. never had taken அப்படின்னு வரும்போது ஆர்க்கு பதிலா we'll use nor. Make note of it. நோட்னு போட்டு never something or வருதுன்னா we'll use nor. never nor. What is the error in question 2? See, one should always take care of his health. One அப்படின்னு யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது நமக்கு ஜெண்டர்லாம் தெரியாது. அப்ப இங்க his, her
There, ma'am.
There.
இல்லங்க once அப்படின்னு யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. One should always take care of one's health. What is the error in question 3?
Anybody, any other?
Anybody கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. ஓ, anybody error, any other வரும்னு சொல்றீங்களா? any otherனாலுமே any other boyன்னு வரணும், இல்ல anybody elseன்னு வரணும். Cannot come on its own. He is smarter than anybody in his class. This is not right. He is smarter than anybody else. Any other அப்படின்னு யூஸ் பண்ண any other boy வரணும். Okay, question 4, what is the error? Very simple error.
I have, ma'am.
என்ன error சொல்றீங்க?
I have வரும், ma'am.
The error is actually here. 400 years old னு சொல்ல மாட்டோம். I lived in a 400-year-old house. It's a very simple sentence. Perfect tense-ல அவங்க யூஸ் பண்ணல. has, have அதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணல. It is a simple fact they are given. Okay. 43-year-old man 43-year-old man அப்படிதானே சொல்லுவோம் 43 years old man சொல்ல மாட்டோம் அது எப்ப சொல்லுவோம்னா he is 43 years old அப்பதான் அது சொல்லுவோம் so 400-year-old house s will not come. What is the error here?
Is ma'am, hospitals is
each வருதுல each one of the government hospitals one of them வரும்போது plural வரணும் கரெக்டா plural கொடுத்திருக்காங்க hospitals-னு each அப்படின்னு கொடுத்திருக்கும் போது singular each அப்படின்னா இண்டிவிஜுவலா each one அப்படின்னு மென்ஷன் பண்றது is வரணும் r வராது each one of the government hospitals is full at this point of time. What is the error here? We already know the concept. Have. Very good, very good. ஏன் அப்படின்னா ரெண்டு noun இருக்கு சப்ஜெக்ட்ல which is plural. Both the jury and the judge. Plural. நிறைய டைம் இதை பார்த்துட்டோம். has வராது, have வரும். Both the jury and the judge have come to the same conclusion regarding this case. So this is the error. I'll give you more spot the error questions for as today's assignment. Okay, please all will come. We'll discuss it in next